Okay, we're gonna give you some tips on changing a sprocket. What we found over the years is it's a little bit easier with two people. And I'm sure if you've been around dirt bikes a lot, you've seen a lot of these get damaged right here. And this is very common. So we've come up with some ways to give you some tips. A lot of times there's Loctite on here, so what I'd like to do, just put a torch on here like this. Just like that. I'll even hit the heads a little bit. Like that, and that's all the torching you need. The other key I found is your wrench. This is a snap-on wrench, but is this shape of wrench, because it really gets a good bite on there. And then the guy with the wrench is one that breaks it loose. You hear, and I have my wife do this for me a lot. She's actually pretty good at it. And then they fall right into your hand. Now, we've had issues where these have been stripped out, and not by ourselves, but people we've gotten bikes from or used bikes and so forth. So the way you fix that, you notice I have a glove on my right hand because I don't like to smash my fingers into the sprocket. We've had to drill out, and so the way that'll work is you get like a drill, I would say around in between 1/4 and 3/8, somewhere in that range, and you drill out here. And up in here, you drill out the head. And I've had to do that quite a few times over the years. You drill out the head, and you might bump into the sprocket a little bit, but you shouldn't damage the hub at all. So you would just, so that's why I'm thinking a little bit bigger, like a 3/8 or right in there size. And we'll give it a, you can see how easy it is. Now this is, of course, is a brand new wheel and sprocket bolts. Now sprocket bolts do wear out, so as they stretch, we have a brand new SuperSprox aluminum sprocket we're going to put on here. Now this is one of the keys we do, is we put a tiny bit of Loctite. We usually use low, but I am out of low. So I'll put a tiny bit on this surface right here. This is the key, and just a tiny bit on the threads. And drop it in. And so what that's doing is that we have a tiny bit on this surface right here. It allows it to kind of stick in that spot. If you have sprocket bolts come loose, it will ruin your hub. So the key is to not ruin your hub. So a little bit of Loctite, and that's why when we'll take these off, we will hit it with a torch really quick to get it hot. Just like that. So now we've started them all, and these have washers. Not all of them have washers. We put the washers back on. Now, same process to go forward here, is we'll have him tighten it down. And just like that, and then I'll go right across opposite, and then from here on we just hit every one. And you see I'm not getting it that tight, so he gets it down just where it's snug, and I just go about like that. And you're not stretching out the bolts too far or anything like that, so it's pretty good and safe. We've never had, the way we do these right here, we've never had one come loose ever, the way we do it. Just like this. When a sprocket bolt come loose and the whole sprocket moves, it will egg shape out the hub, those bolts, and ruin it, and it's not usable again. Guys will think they can do it, and they'll tighten them up, Loctite them all. It's really dangerous because the hub can break, and it's just game over. So it gives you little tips on changing your sprocket bolts, putting on a new sprocket. It's that simple, easy deal.